Just a few things before this video starts. I do also want to say that I'm actually redoing this video because the audio from this Razer mic is not great. Razer mic from Walmart is not doing me justice. But I also want to say that I will be criticizing the COD devs a lot in this video. I am not a COD hater. I love COD actually. I am a huge COD fan. However, I hate what the franchise has overall become right now, and the criticism I'm giving modern COD, it's just to talk about the problems with it. So one day, hopefully, those problems get fixed. And the problem I'll be mainly discussing in this video is only one issue, obviously, of the many issues with modern day COD. But if this one issue were to get fixed, obviously, right, then the game would overall just be a lot better overall, really enjoyable and casual again. And of course, that issue is none other than its manipulative matchmaking system, SBMM and EOMM. Even though modern day COD titles haven't used SBMM since, if I had to guess, Vanguard. Yeah, Vanguard. Right now, their matchmaking system is obviously engagement optimized matchmaking. If you don't know what that is, I'll go over it in a second. But yeah, overall, this is the manipulative matchmaking system that Activision has in their games right now is overall just terrible for the player base. It turns what used to be a nice casual game that you can come home from school, home from work, and hop on and play and just have a good time until a CDL sweat fest that, let's be honest, I don't think anyone's enjoying unless they're terrible players and actually benefit from being protected by this matchmaking system. Yeah, I'm just overall in this video, and maybe in another video I'll talk about the AI usage. If you want to see that, let me know. But in this video, I'm talking about the manipulative matchmaking. So I'm actually surprised because not everyone does not know about what SBMM and EOMM is. So SBMM, skill-based matchmaking. Obviously, actually, I think what's even better is describing the old matchmaking system that COD used to have. So the people that are watching this video can understand why I am criticizing the current matchmaking system. So the old matchmaking system was your normal ping is king connection-based matchmaking system. It prioritized your connection over anything. So not only hopefully you wouldn't be lagging your ass off while playing COD, but also because you're getting paired with people with a similar connection to yours, you're getting paired with people randomly. That's that randomness, you're getting paired with people that worse than you, as good as you, better than you, all randomly. And it's honestly overall a great matchmaking system. This random pool of players you go against and also team up with, if going against, players of your skill level randomly or people even worse than you, provides, who doesn't like shitting on people, right? But also, going against people that are better than you, right? Or teaming up with people, that are better than you randomly as well, because of this connection-based matchmaking, provides also a challenge and a learning experience for the player and overall helps you improve at the game you're playing. This connection-based matchmaking, obviously, once like I said, prioritizes your connection over everything. So hopefully, if you have a good connection, then with a regular matchmaking system like this, you shouldn't have too many problems while actually playing the game, obviously. Now, obviously, a modern COD, for example, like BO6, has, to say the least, not the best netcode, obviously, right? So obviously, something like, just bringing back the old connection-based matchmaking wouldn't fix all the problems. It wouldn't, magically unfuck, the game feeling like shit to play. But it would fix a huge part of it. Because now, getting into the other matchmaking systems, SBMM and EOMM, those systems don't prioritize connection. So SBMM, is something that I believe they started using during MW 2019, the release of MW 2019, all the way until Vanguard. So SBMM is obviously skill-based matchmaking. And what it'll do is take your KD and win-loss ratios into account and matchmake you against and team up. Obviously, you're going to be teaming up with people and going against people with similar KDs and win-loss ratios in SBMM. So now that randomness that you got from connection-based matchmaking that provided a casual experience, you're not getting anymore. You're going against people that are usually better than you or as good as you. So you're not only in sweaty matches now, but now you're also your connection is no longer prioritized. So you're being matched with people from who knows what region. Now it might seem like weird to say that because like, oh, but in my settings, like my region's like NA East or like something like that, right? Like, oh, I'm in the North American servers, or like I'm in Virginia servers, so just like examples like that, right? I'm in a specific server, but with SBMM and EOMM, because it's not prioritizing matchmaking, it's just prioritizing the people you go against with, that meet a certain thing, right? A threshold, you could say, you're gonna have honestly a terrible gaming experience. I mean, you're gonna be lagging your ass off because you'll be going against people that are not in your region, just people that are similar to your skill level. So you're gonna be seeing this pattern of more sweatier games, and also just not the best connection. You're gonna be lagging a little bit. Now EOMM, which I think, in my opinion, it's a little, I think it might be hard to say. Who knows if they implemented it during the end of Vanguard because no one was playing Vanguard, if we're being real, right? So maybe they just implemented it with like the 8 people left playing, which I don't even know how you do that, but who knows, maybe they did it with the end of Vanguard, but they at least implemented it with the remake of MW2, MW2, Roman numeral 2, 2022. And what engagement optimized matchmaking does is, of course, once again, connection is not being prioritized or even considered. But okay, so we had SBMM, right? Your KD and your win-loss ratios were taken into account. Now, that's not even, it may be taken into account, but that's not the main factor that EOMM takes into account. EOMM takes into account how accurate you are with each gun. Every time you slide cancel, every time you peek at a certain corner. Okay, maybe that's a little stretch, but at the same time, it seems like it, but how good you perform on each map on every single game mode. It takes into account every single bit of data to matchmake, to put you up against people of similar skill level that can, I'm not saying counteract how you play, but obviously with like it'll match you with people with similar play styles, if that makes sense. And once again, I know that sounds absolutely insane. Like, why would even a matchmaking system for an arcade shooter as simple as COD, bro? Out of anything, right? Why would they even be able to track that? And honestly, I mean, why wouldn't they? Ricochet, their anti-cheat. Now, let's be fair, is dog shit, so maybe it's not the best example, right? But overall, right, when they are able to like actually get a hold of a hacker, they're able to manipulate their game by doing stuff such as increasing their fall damage and doing all this yada yada yada, manipulating their game and tracking it, right? Like, so who's to say that that EOMM, their matchmaking system that they currently have implemented into COD right now, can't track basic stuff like every time you slide cancel, what guns you use the most, your accuracy with each gun, what routes you take the most on certain maps, right? Game modes, how you perform on certain game modes on certain maps, and all this stuff. it 100% is, it's more than possible with also a $1 trillion company like Activision to take into account, factors like these to put you up against people, up against similar play styles to you, right? And now you're being put up against people because obviously games also are going to take even longer to load. That's the thing I didn't mention before with the introduction of SBMM and EOMM, but obviously games are going to take even minutes at most. Like if you played Apex Legends, I know this video is not about Apex, but if you played Apex, sometimes it takes like 5 minutes to get into a match. Now, if you want to see a video about EOMM and Apex, like sure, whatever. I don't care about Apex anymore. I haven't played it in a while, but Apex definitely has it too. And like in a game like Apex, right? It'll take like 5 minutes to get into a regular BR match. Like it seems like it's difficult, struggling to get into a BR match, out of all things, right? Like a regular just pubs, trios, right? The system takes its sweet ass time trying to pair you up with people that are in similar skill to you. Obviously, with EOMM being way more advanced than SBMM, things are going to get even more sweaty. Your games are no longer casual. Each game, you're going to be trying your hardest. Doing something like camo grinding in like BO6, for example. I mean, don't get me wrong, gold camos are very easy to unlock, but anything past that does become a struggle in multiplayer with EOMM because everyone's playing with the meta, in order to even perform somewhat good. It's a CDL sweat fest that just no one enjoys. I'm convinced no one enjoys it. And there's a lot of people who want to, just simply bring up the argument that, you're bad. Just get better. But, the thing is, I would actually argue that EOMM prevents you from getting good to begin with. I mean, first of all, some bad players already benefit from the system because they're just being put up against, other bad players, right? And, like, people that, are average at the game are being realistically put against people that are really good at the game. Now, like I said early in the video, the randomness that connection-based matchmaking provided, with going against people that are better than you, it provides challenge and a learning experience, and that's great. You need that, right? You need to be, at least randomly put up against people that are better than you, so you can improve at the game. You need to be put up against people of various skill levels, so you can improve at your game, right? But if you're someone who's like a bad player playing in COD nowadays, I mean, you're playing against other bad players. How are you supposed to improve? How do you get better? How does your KD improve, right? And if being the average player, you're most of the time, if not all the time, being paired up against people that are just better than you. And yeah, I mean, it provides, I mean, this specifically provides way too much of a challenge, right? But over the whole concept, right? Overall, challenge, learning experience, I'm getting better, I'm learning, right? But if you're just going against people that are just like CDL pros that are just constantly bending you over, you're not learning anything. You're not gonna, the only thing you're learning from constantly going against what feels like the best players ever is, I need to be using metas, I need to be using the best perks, fuck my camo grind, I need to be using the best SMG, these attachments, the meta, certain kill streaks. There's not really, I mean, don't get me wrong, using the quote unquote best guns, will help you out, but it's just like the little things like that really won't, at the end of the day, improve your overall skill. And it's, with a system like this, you just cannot improve at the game you're playing. You're not gonna progress, especially if you're a bad player. How do you progress? You're just going against other bad players. There's nothing to learn. So yeah, this manipulative matchmaking genuinely is terrible. I mean, there's really no other way to say it. I mean, I know there's going to be people out there that even disagree with me that about like EOMM being in the game, which is kind of crazy because it obviously is. But oh well, I guess that's oh well, you can't really be beating a dead horse, right? Some people just don't get it, right? But it's it just sucks because I haven't played COD since like the launch of BO6. I can't, like, right now the only FPS I'm playing is Battlefield 6, which I know, another guy who just switched over to Battlefield 6 because like COD's dog shit. And it's like, yeah, I mean, I'm playing against CDL pros constantly, and the game I loved and was casual for me is just no longer casual. It's just, and the thing about a game like COD is that because of that randomness, that connection, that ping is king matchmaking system provided, it provided both a casual experience, but you can also, like, it's not like old COD it couldn't be competitive. It definitely could be. You can make the game as casual and competitive as you wanted it to. But nowadays, I mean, just hop into a match of BO7. I mean, you're just gonna have to sweat your fucking balls off if you don't. Well, too bad. You're going negative. So yeah, and the thing is, it's because I've been, for the past years, ever since like 2020. I mean, most of us have been just playing games with SBMM and EOMM, and we haven't played a game with just a regular nice matchmaking system, connection based matchmaking system for a long time. We kind of, I mean, I know honestly that I forgot what it felt like to play a game with just a regular matchmaking system. When I hopped on Battlefield 6, I mean, I know it's gonna sound like I'm glazing Battlefield 6 here, but just like, I'm only talking about it, because I'm comparing matchmaking systems. Okay, just saying. All right, I'm not trying to come off as like a huge glazer or anything, but like, I mean, you get my point, right? Like, in Battlefield 6, you have a regular connection based matchmaking system, and I mean, not only is my connection like literally like 95% of the time perfectly fine because connections being prioritized the most, and because of that, my overall experience is good in the game I'm playing, right? But also, I'm going against random people. I'm of various skill levels. I'm able to learn the game, catch on to it. And Battlefield 6, I mean, it's my first Battlefield game. It's a little bit of a, I wouldn't say culture shock, but I mean, I'm someone who comes from COD. I also played a shit ton of XDefiant when that came out. I'm someone who comes from like more archaic, the arcade shooters. I mean, so Battlefield is an arcade shooter, but its main game modes like Conquest. I mean, maybe Conquest isn't. I would say that's the most popular game mode. So yeah, like a game modes like Conquest, right? I guess the ground war game mode, so to speak. I mean, I thought I wouldn't even like it. I thought that I wouldn't be able to get to it, but by going against people of various skill levels, I was able to learn the game on my own. Did not need any dumb YouTube videos about, oh, use this carbine and this M4 build. Oh, meta, you got to use the meta build. You got to use the meta build. Like, none of that. I'm just able to play the game how I want to and just still pop off, and it's great. Every time I play the game, I see myself progressing and get better. That progression that I missed from all the years I've played FPS, it sounds weird because it's like, oh my god, this kid is so ass. What is he yapping about? I swear, like, when you're playing like these FPS games that are just constantly sweaty, and you're just going against people that just seem like pros constantly, you don't feel yourself progressing at all. There's like no sense of progression. Maybe you are getting better at the game, but I mean, how the fuck are you gonna know? You're just going against these crazy like tournaments. I mean, maybe that's an over exaggeration, and it may be right, but you're going against these like CDL pros constantly. There's even if you are getting better at the game the more you play over time, it almost feels like there's no sense of progression with overall the game like Battlefield 6, for example. That ping is king matchmaking. You're going against people with various skill levels. You're able to test things out, test any gun you want, anything out, any class. Go use your medics, your assault, engineer, recon. Use that one sniper build. Fuck, get rid of the scope. Do whatever you want. And if you are good, you'll be good. And it's funny because, in my opinion, I mean, I'm not a bad player. I mean, the gameplay that is being shown right now is a new kill record in TDM. I know, oh, TDM, not a hard game mode. Okay, I get it. And maybe that's not the best example. But like, I mean, in the first gameplay, in the first EOMM match that's on screen, I mean, it's I'm not doing bad. I mean, hey, there's some moments that are low key embarrassing, right? But you know, I mean, overall, it's not a bad match. You know, I was doing decent with the 30 bomb. You can't complain about that, can you? You know, overall, every time I play the game, I'm feeling like I'm progressing. I feel like I'm getting better and better. And the thing about a game like that, the crazy voice crack, a game with a matchmaking system like that is that you don't have to worry about some dumb shit like the meta. Oh, the best build for this and that. You don't have to worry about it. Just use any gun you want. I remember when the oh, it still is a new map, but like it's not the newest map anymore. Um, Blackwell Fields. I'm not gonna lie, I barely played on it. I don't even remember the names. I don't even remember the names on the maps. Um, because they're just because like the maps that they use for like domination and TDM and those kind of game modes, so the more arcade shooter game modes. You know what I mean? It's just like places they off the bigger maps. On Battlefield, so I don't remember any of the names of it, but the first new map that came out of season 1 of Battlefield, I remember like I remember it. I say that as if I was playing the game 5 years ago. I was using multiple these weird builds with snipers, just iron sight builds, no scopes on them, and just being able to pop off, do well. It's funny because your skill is actually tested. Your skill is actually tested the best when going against these people of various skill levels, not when you're going against people that are just pros and treat everything like their life is on the line. Now, I have nothing else to say. If you disagree with me, let me know in the comment section down below. I'm sorry if I sounded like a bitch, just constantly complaining about COD and all that. I truthfully mean this. I am a fan of COD. I only want the best for COD. And, I mean, I will praise something that deserves praise, but I also criticize something that deserves criticism. For example, open beta for BO7. They got rid of EOMM, and it was amazing. It was a fun time. I was like, wow, okay. Maybe they're finally listening to the community, just for them to do a rug pull, and just have every single game mode in BO7 have EOMM. Back to the sweat fest, right? Like, it's Activision Blizzard at the end of the day, and they're narcissists, man. If we're being honest, they hate their player base, and it's gonna be really hard for them to listen. But truthfully, if you've played a game, maybe you haven't. I mean, obviously, I don't blame you. I had before X Defiant, and I mean Battlefield came out this year. What am I saying? But like last year with X Defiant, before X Defiant, I haven't played a game that just had a regular matchmaking system for the longest time, and I even forgot about like how great it was to just have a regular matchmaking system. Not only not lag every like 3 seconds, but also just being able to enjoy the game, have it as casual and competitive as you want it to be. And yeah, I know I mentioned Battlefield 6 a lot. I mentioned specifically, I mean, you can replace, in this video, you can replace Battlefield 6 with X Defiant because it's also a game, rest in peace X Defiant. But it was also a game that had a regular connection based matchmaking system, right? I wasn't trying to glaze Battlefield 6 there, okay? Just saying, right? Just saying. Yeah, overall, that is all I have to say. If you guys want a video about, I mean, like comparing Battlefield 6 and like, oh, a COD player, for it's his first time playing Battlefield 6. Yeah, maybe you guys want to see a video, COD player, his opinions on his first Battlefield game, Battlefield 6 or whatever. Or do you guys want me to see to compare the two, compare and contrast Battlefield 6 and BO7? Even though I haven't played BO7, but like, let's be honest, I don't have to step in shit to know what shit is. I can just smell it and go like, oh, that's shit, right? Same with BO7, I can just look at it and go like, oh, it's shit, right? I mean, hey, I played the beta. The beta apparently was better than the fucking actual official game. So I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say about that. I don't know what to say to you guys about that, right? I'm gonna stop yapping. That's all I gotta say. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section down below. And that's it. So I'll see you guys in the next one.